Hey, welcome back everyone to another edition of Unprovoked. Provoked. Um, that didn't work. So today, for Unprovoked is where we take a look at cool B2B SaaS companies and review unasked, uninstigated, unprovoked. We review their user onboarding experience. Today we're going to take a look at LeaveBoard. Now, traditionally, we do a 29-point inspection on a B2B SaaS onboarding experience. Today we'll keep it a little bit shorter. We go through four main areas: acquisition, activation, retention, and revenue, sometimes not in that order. So to get started, we're going to look at the acquisition questions. Questions usually boil down to how's the home page, pricing page, and how fast and or necessary are the questions in creating an account. Oh, here we go. I found LeaveBoard because, well, we have team members who are going on holiday and maybe they mention it on a team call, but nobody remembers. Or there's a national holiday in the country that they live in that I have zero context for and need to know that everybody who lives in that country is going to be off on Friday, like today was, and we didn't have anybody on the call. So it'd be good to know. So I found a solution called LeaveBoard. Okay, what we're going to look for first on the homepage is the title, headline, and subheadline. What I'm looking for is the job to be done obvious? I had a very specific problem, which was keep track of leave or leave requests or keep track of employees who are going to be out, something like that. And so that's how I found this. So let's see if they're communicating that job to be done well. Well, here it says HR and leave management system. This is not really a good headline. This tells me exactly what LeaveBoard is. It does not tell me what job it is going to do for me. As far as headlines go, I mean, I guess there's nothing wrong with just labeling something a jar, a bottle, a peg, but it does lack some user-oriented perspective, which is I do need to hire a solution to solve a problem. I don't know if it's a leave management system. All I know is that I have to keep track of my employees off. So I wouldn't really give this a jobs to be done checkbox for the headline. Let's read the subheadline. Cloud-based HR tools, so multiple tools to track employee time off. This is the job to be done, track employee time off. This really is the point of it, at least for me, as far as I know. I haven't tried the product yet. So we have a few jobs hidden that are here that could just be kind of resurfaced. Track employee time off, centralize workforce data, empower employees. That's aspirational. And get accurate reports. That I would expect out of any B2B SaaS product. So I think maybe there's two main jobs that could be in the headline: track employee time off and centralize workforce data. I don't need to track. I don't need to centralize workforce data. I just need to track employee time off. That's why I'm here. And the image, this is the second thing we look for here. The image actually does communicate that. What I look for in a homepage is, does the imagery also convey the job to be done? And I believe this does. All right, let's take a look at the pricing page. Okay, affordable leave management system for small and medium companies. Toggles, the toggle is starting on monthly. I would suggest keeping the toggle on annually, because if you are like most startups, it's really great to have cash in your pocket now and not have to wait. So most of the pricing pages that we look at actually keep the toggle on annual subscription plans when you first arrive. That's just a little bit of feedback. And I'm also not seeing any reason. I guess there's a 10% savings, right? Or 17 there. Just move that decimal place over. Wow, I'm having fun. Okay, enough of that. What are the differences between free, pro, and enterprise? This This is a little, okay, I like that there are three options. I think there's a free, so what I see here is there's a freemium option, a paid option, and then some kind of sales driven option. This is pretty common these days to have that kind of try to combine freemium plus subscription plus a sales driven movement. But I'm not really, there's a lot of check boxes here. I'm not really quickly ascertaining what the differences are. 9 employees versus unlimited users. Is a user an employee? Uh, I don't know. Maybe a user is an admin. Maybe it's an employee. So I think there should be some consistency in this language, so my eyeball can go across and being able to see. I don't really like the moving bobble because I want to be able to compare. Okay, Pro's getting me priority support and advanced leave policies. Enterprise is getting me an account manager priority support, which I thought I already got. Contact us for details. So I think the ordering of these things could be a little more clear. I imagine this is a European-based company because I'm getting asked to agree to cookies. I'll go and do that. And indeed, I do see the euros. Good that there's an FAQ. I won't go through that on this call right now. So I'm going to go ahead and the other thing is I really like to see a get started CTA in the top right. In the reviews I've done in the past, that's usually where I go to get started. It's just, I don't want to decide which one of these to try. I guess I'll try the Pro if it doesn't make me enter a credit card. All right, let's give it a try. I'll go ahead and start creating my account, which is this third and final piece of acquisition. So overall, this registration page is fine. I would, without hesitation, answer and understand why I'm being asked these questions. Shortly, you will receive the activation email. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, let's go look at the activation email. Here is the activation email from LeaveBoard. It is minimalistically designed. I don't have a problem with that. Please confirm the registration of this company. There's a big button, verify your email address. I will activate my account. Now I have to click yet another button, but didn't I just do that? I would think the fact I clicked this button would mean I did want to activate my company because it was the same call to action. This is an unnecessary barrier to my account creation. Now, welcome to the activation phase. In the activation phase, we look at first run expectations. Is there a walkthrough or a checklist to help orient me to the product? Do I have a good UI experience that feels up to date, as well as a bunch of other questions? The main one that's really important for activation is, do I have a clear understanding of the promise of value? In other words, what we at Interact like to call onboarded. Have I sniffed the flavor of this gravy? And let's see what I need to do in order to have that aroma. Welcome to LeaveBoard. We have assembled some links to get you started. Okay, the links that they have assembled don't seem to be in much of a visually appealing order. There's a dangly one, and then there's one that says next steps. So is it the dangly one or the next steps that I should click on? I don't know. More actions. I don't know when I should click on these. What is the ideal happy path here? A lot of times when we review onboarding for B2B SaaS, the company really wants us to understand the product. And so there are links to everything. And what we really try to advocate is just one path, the fastest way for me, the user, to understand the promised value. So what is the promised value? Let's review. The promise that a value, or at least the value I am trying to hire a solution for, is to track employee time off. How do I do that? Well, I don't think I'll invite employees yet, and because that if this product did not turn out well, I've just done a giant change management mistake, which is not actually vetting the tool. that solves the problem before I go and get 10 people to start using it, and then I realize it actually didn't solve the problem, and then try to get 10 people to stop using it. I'm not going to invite my employees first. That's my perspective. I don't think that's an unfair thing to say for other users here as well. So I'm going to look at next steps. I'm going to add an office and add a team. I don't know what that means. I'm not really, I think I would really like to be oriented here in much more of a linear way. Like maybe company settings is the first thing, or some kind of policy, or some kind of link. I don't know. I guess there's an approval process. I didn't anticipate that. We are not draconian at Interact. If an employee wants time off, they can have time off. We don't need to approve it, though I imagine there are other companies where this does become an issue and there needs to be some kind of approval system. I think that's useful. As far as activation, I'm not activated. I'm not able to track employee time off. I imagine what onboarded would mean is that I would put in my time off, or even better, maybe link to a calendar. Let's go see. There's a company calendar. How do I access this company calendar? How does this integrate into my workflow? Overall, first impressions, I think there's a lot to do yet to make this product, or to, let's put it this way, to make it easier for new users poking around to make a positive decision about this product. I'm going to go ahead and click around now and see if I can orient myself. Okay, we're a completely virtual team. We don't have an office. I'm not sure what to put here. Maybe it's department. Let's say content writing. Sure, I'll be the manager. Public holidays. Now, one of my problems was that there are a ton of holidays in India that I have no idea about, and I'm not going to go and research them and manually put them in here. It'd be great if I could just import public holidays based on geo. I added an office, but the link is still here. So the onboarding steps are not interactive. It looks like you could just turn it off. Add a team. Let's add Mira to the team. What do I get out of that? I don't know. I don't want to get into product design here. I want to keep the conversation right now just focused on the onboarding experience. And I think I've made the point. Let's talk about retention. Okay, yes, before I talk about retention, I do want to look at the welcome email. Need help with onboarding your employees on LeaveBoard? Not yet. I need help onboarding myself to LeaveBoard. But I am glad that someone did contact me. And I think email in the offer to support them, the offer to help manually is very good. But I also think maybe it's a little bit of duct tape to make up for a less than favorable initial experience. I think if there was a more streamlined first experience, there wouldn't really be a need to actually help someone do this. I think it's a very straightforward job to be done that can be quickly demonstrated as an onboarded user. Okay, retention. We're going to look at things like, can I see myself using the product regularly? Can I see how it fits into my daily workflow? Well, we are a Google business shop. We use Google Mail, we use Google Calendar, and Google Docs. In order for me to bring this into my workflow, I would either need an integration with Google Calendar, or I would have to bookmark this and make sure everyone in the company bookmarks this, and then refer to it, probably keeping it open so that I can see who is there or not there. That's not an ideal workflow. I wonder if there are integrations. Let's see. Okay, there is. And I really think in order to improve retention, this integration step is probably onboarded. If I had to guess, I don't know, but if I had to guess, I would think that a user is likely to have either Google Calendar or Microsoft 365. And we'll need, sure, we can manage approvals here. That's not a problem. A manager should do that if that's their job description. But once approved, the team needs to know when everybody else is off. And I really think that's the ticket to making this more of a sticky product. Okay, the last thing we're going to look at is revenue. I signed up for the middle tier. That was to cost $1.35 or €8. €1.25. I have no idea how to add. If I invite employees, do I pay at that point? Is this just a trial? I'd like some kind of orientation about what's happening with regards to my billing. Here's the integrations. I found it. Yes, this needs to be way surfaced. Way surfaced. This should be my first experience, especially with Slack. If I could go / I'm off for these dates, and then it just shows up on the calendar, that's money. Yeah, I don't have a way of understanding how to give them money. Presumably this is a for-profit business. We would want to optimize ways to make it easy for at least a trial user, someone who's signed up for the pro account, and I imagine is on a timed experience to know how much time is left, and if they like it, how they can give you some money. Well, I think we're quite done with LeaveBoard. I think there's a lot of room to grow here. I think it solves a very real problem, like my team not knowing how to let everyone else on the team know that they are taking time off, or that there's a national holiday that people in other countries are not aware of. But I think there's maybe opportunities here in this initial experience, as well within revenue, to make it clear how to actually upgrade. I'm also not really sure the per employee pricing model is in a way that kind of penalizes growth. And we would want to align pricing with the interests of the user. So that's beyond the scope of an onboarding conversation. However, I think it might be worth talking about different pricing models that are not penalizing the company's growth, but rather trying to optimize the use of the product itself. That's it for LeaveBoard. Thank you for your time. I hope these suggestions are helpful for you in your B2B SaaS. There's good things here that we saw today, and there, like for example, I guess I should highlight those. It was very easy to create the account, and the questions made sense. The account creation flow was perfect. And there's a lot to learn from this as well. And so we're all trying to get better. At the end of the day, we're just trying to make the life of our users better. And we can all help each other to do that. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you again for next edition of Unprovoked. If you hated what you just saw, please don't leave a comment. But if you did like it, and or have something to add or to refute or whatever, I'm happy to take a look at comments. Go ahead and do that below. Thanks so much.